Okay, so these pictures are about 3 weeks apart. The bottom one is the early one. I have them mirrored together. Good posture on both frames. So there's nothing going on there. So as we begin to lift our front leg, you'll see something in the top that you don't see in the bottom. And that is a downward movement or hinge of the back leg. Right there. What you'll see in the first picture is almost a forward translation of that hip, right? Whereas the top, we're seeing a sink getting into that back leg. Okay, so just as that front leg begins to go down, you'll see a bottom picture of translating forward, this picture loading down and staying back, which is what we want. Okay. As we continue to go further now, more drop and drive, and these videos are almost perfectly lined up at the same windowsill for alignment purposes. So let's get to that heel strike, the very important heel strike. And boom. So right here, we are at heel strike. You'll see the bottom picture. There's our shoulders. Okay, here, linear and straight, arm up, here, rotated back, arms beginning to lag behind, and you'll see a blur, right? So this blur means that this arm's doing something. It's starting to blur. Here, the ball's not blurred. That is a passive movement there, okay? So let me rewind that. As he comes down, that arm's just along for the ride. Now, as we begin to hit and turn, okay, now, let's look at some landmarks. We still have a foot anchored to the ground, okay? That's causing drag. That's causing friction, okay? Here, the foot is elevated, off, and coming forward. We're in a good lunge position, but you'll see in the top one, we're more 90-90 here and across. Here, we have up and here, so we don't quite have that 90-90 in that lower half. So that means we're not compressing the joints, we're not stretching the muscle fibers, we're losing velocity. Now, let's look at our arm. Here's our shoulders across, here's our arm back in here, back in the danger zone. Okay? Gravity here, that line here is when we start to work with gravity. You'll see that arm is precariously behind that. Here, you're going to see this arm is already here. Okay? So let me clear everything up, rewind again. So at front foot strike, okay, arm way behind in the bottom photo, shoulders rotated. Now as we rotate for the trunk, the bottom one picture is going to have a tough time because we're dragging that leg. So as we finally get sort of squared up, okay, you're going to see the bottom photo, the toe just came off, okay, just came off there. Now our shoulders on the bottom are square to home plate, but look where our arm is, okay. Here, our shoulders are actually even rotated further, our belly button kind of pointing in this direction, and look where our arm is. Our arm's somewhere over here, okay. With gravity throwing downhill as opposed to here. Now, what does that mean? Well, we'll say that this, if the bottom photo, give or take, this might be, 57 feet. Okay, we're accelerating the ball from. We're accelerating the ball here from about, 49, 48 feet. This is a 6'5" kid. Now, I always say that we want to release the ball and be able to smash a table, smash a block of ice. Okay, that should be powerful, this position. As we do that, you're going to see, boom. Okay, that top one, tons of force coming down. The bottom one is almost just, there goes our force. It's just we're flicking it right there. Okay. That's a slap, whereas the top picture, we're driving down. Okay, look at the difference in finishes, okay? Again, now these are only 3 weeks apart. Okay, it doesn't take long to fix this. But again, my 3 pillars of movement. Okay, up nice and tall, we have scapular depression. Okay, here we're a little shrugged. Our first move is a squat, then another squat, then another squat, and then simply we get here and we're just walking and back into another squat. And there's the difference in finish. Now this kid came to me with right elbow pain. It doesn't take a genius to understand that right elbow pain came from this arm lag. Okay, arm lag exists. That's arm lag. Okay, that's a trunk that has rotated, lagging the arm behind, tremendous amount of stress. This picture, completely linear. This is where we want to be. Linear, boom. A linear movement, boom. Okay? And that's that.